Alright guys, so I'm about to paint this, modify it, paint it. Try to get a good angle. Let's see. Okay. The reason I'm recording from my GoPro. Hopefully the sound is better than the Canon. And hopefully YouTube does not ban the video because of the music. Anyways, so you're gonna get, I already have some acrylic paint from, what is it, Michael's. I have a whole bunch of them. Usually they sell them for $2 for $1, different colors, glossy, matte, whatever you, glossy or matte, whatever you want to get. Anyways, I have a whole bunch of these because I do be painting a lot of action figures, so little dioramas. Also for the electrical tape that I was talking about earlier, this is the one. I don't know if you can see it, but that's the one. You can get it on eBay like for $12, $10, I don't remember, but it's really good. It's liquid electrical tape, dries really fast, flexible, waterproof, all that good stuff. Anyways, let's get to it. So your paint, go to the 99-cent store, get yourself a set of cheap paintbrushes. I have some really good ones, but I'm not going to be using it for this. The other ones are really delicate. This I really don't care if I mess them up. And let's get some sandpaper as well. Sandpaper is to take all this crap out. I mean, it's pretty fake now. And you get yourself a plate, something, anything, plastic container, anything. I happen to have this for my kid's birthday party, so might as well use it. Okay, let's get to it. Oh, and hot glue. Make sure you get a hot glue gun if you don't have one. They're pretty cheap, around $3. A lot of glue sticks. You're gonna need this to make the guts. There's certain ways to put guts or skin all over any prop. This is my way. There's no right or wrong way. You can do it however you want. I've seen some people use coffee and Mod Podge, which is like glue, whatever you like. This is gonna be for the good stuff. All right, let's do it. Okay, what I'm gonna do first, sand this down. Sand this down. It's pretty fake. Then I want the paint to stick. You can do whatever you want. This is my way. This is how I'm gonna paint it. I don't want to use spray paints, is because I know some people actually have used spray paint, and then the chain, the animated chain, actually gets stuck. It won't rotate. I don't want that. I want it to rotate. So here we go. And don't worry about how it looks right now. That will look better after a while. Plus, I want to take off any glossy paint on top of it. So I'm gonna sand this whole thing down, and I'll be back with you guys and continue the process. Alright guys, so sanded down, nothing major, just a little sanding. I might use some black paint, like acrylic paint, and first of all, I'm gonna make a little bit more silver. Gunmetal paint from Michael's, $2 for $1 if you get them on a good deal. After that, I'm actually gonna put this old gas cap that I have from my old car, put a new one, so I kept this one just for future projects. I'm not gonna make a hole and put it on top. I mean, I'm not gonna make a hole and put it in. What I'm gonna do, if you have a saw laying around, I'm just gonna cut this. So I'm just gonna cut the plastic. I have a Dremel, but I'm trying to use tools, everyday tools that might be easier to buy. You can use a Dremel, you can use whatever, knife, blade, whatever. I'm just gonna cut this, stick it right here, so it actually has so it can actually have a authentic gas cap on top. All right, so I'll be back. I'll make sure you clean all this with alcohol or Windex. to remove all the oils so the paint can stick. Alright, we'll be back, guys. Alright, I'm about to do a little wash right here with the gunmetal paint. And even though I use brushes, I got a sponge from Home Depot. It's a big fat one for like $2. Cut it in pieces. I use this a lot to do a lot of wash painting. You'll see. So I'm gonna do this right here, and then I'm gonna do a black wash. So first a gray wash, painted gray, then I'm gonna do a black wash on top of it. Alright, going back. So I'm here laying the gunmetal paint. Don't worry about how it looks in the beginning. After it dries, it gets a little bit darker. I'm trying to cover all this so it won't look so fake. Anyways, I'm gonna continue painting this, let it dry, put another coat, and I'm gonna go over it again with the sandpaper, add some scratches, and done with this, I'll come back. Okay guys, I don't know if the camera will capture it. One thing I forgot to mention, make sure when you're adding the paint, make sure you go the same direction all the time. Do not do this X, up, down. It's just not gonna look natural. It doesn't have to be perfect, but at least try little simple steps like this. And it's already looking a little bit better. I already painted the chain. I'm gonna let it dry, and then I'm gonna go over it again. I'm gonna go do the other side. Metal acrylic paint. This one right here. You don't have to use the same one. I don't know if you're going for the same look. I don't know if you're trying to go for a rustier look, which I'm gonna add rust to this section right here, and the chain, especially the chain, make it look oily. Okay guys, for the saw, for the actual chain, just do a little bit. You don't have to go overboard. Remember, this is the thing that's gonna be spinning. If you go overboard and you put too much paint, the paint might stick, and you're gonna put some stress on the motor. This motor is pretty weak, so no high RPMs or anything like that. So just slight brush it, nothing major. As long as it looks better than this. This looks white, grayish white. You want it to look like a more gunmetal or just metal overall. Nothing major. Don't go overboard. Remember, nobody's gonna be judging you on Halloween. Some people buy costumes from Party City. I know this is from Party City, but they buy $20 costumes. They see you with this, they can give you props, even though it's nothing crazy. But you put some effort to. Me, when it comes to Halloween, I like to go all out. Last year was Freddy. Had a good high quality mask, which was around $600. Unfortunately, I had to sell it. Might have to buy it next year again. I love that mask. It was so realistic. It was silicone, which I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it. I'm pretty sure you guys have if you're watching this video, but they're pretty expensive. So yeah, I went all out. My costume was around $1,000, which probably not a lot compared to other cosplayers, but it was my highest costume that I ever wore. Anyways, this year is gonna be a mask, cheap old mask that I'm gonna have to repaint. Some coveralls, bloody, and we'll see how it goes. Anyways, continue this. So just kind of tap it, nothing major, nothing crazy. Kind of cover the paint. The paint looks too red, bright red. Paint is not bright red. It's actually more of a dark cherry red. So yeah. Okay. So after I do this, I'm sorry. And this is the reason why I told you guys to get a set of brushes, because you're gonna be painting little details like this, and if you just get one brush, it's not gonna work. You need several sizes. Alright, And we got. Alright guys, so I'm gonna go over this yellow with this yellow. This yellow, I mean, I'm gonna try to cover as much as I can on the blood. If you guys want to sand it down and take off all the paint, by all means, it's up to you. I'm just trying to do this quick as possible. I'm not trying to go too much detail. If I did, I will sand it down, take it apart, spray it. I'm not trying to do all that. Alright, so I'm painting this right now. Pretty easy method. Grab a little paint. Don't judge how it looks right now. It's gonna look way better when I'm done. But yeah, I don't have to use the brush. It's faster. Just try to do it. Same
Alright guys, so next step.
It's all dried up pretty quick with a heat gun. You could find hobby knife blades in the 99-cent stores. These things are cheap. They're $1, but you get what you pay for. They already have broken, but whatever. I used them already. So what I'm gonna do is scratch the top. Scratches. Remember, this has to be worn out. Scratch the top. You can use whatever. You don't have to use this. You could use a wire brush. You could use whatever you want. I'm actually gonna use a wire brush, but a blade, scissors, whatever you want. Then I'm gonna do a black wash on top of this. Alright. I'm gonna keep doing this. It has to be worn out. Same thing for the blade, just here and there, nothing major. So I actually found it easier to use a wire brush. You don't have to use the wire brush. You can use whatever. You can use some one of those. What is it? To wash the dishes, that the steel wool, whatever you want. I just found it easier to use this. I already had it laying around. You can use whatever you want. Don't worry about the paint coming off. Since the edges are the things that get worn out the most, that's where I want to go over it. Right here, right here. Right here. Just the edges. Oh, actually, for the handle. You can get this fairly cheap at Home Depot. They're pipe ice insulators. So what I'm gonna do is cut it and go around here. So, and then put tape on it. So put hot glue, put tape on it, and basically it's gonna cover the whole thing. It's pretty easy. You can get like huge pieces for around $4. You don't have to do this, that's up to you, but I just want more an authentic look. Now we're back, and I'm gonna keep on brushing this with a blade. So I forgot to mention, guys, you should have done this before we painted the yellow. I should have done this when I was sanding in. I should have done this when I was sanding the whole thing, but oh well, you learn, right? So this is my first time modding a flop like this. Some more scratches. And this you could just go crazy if you want to. Just make it look a little more realistic. Remember all the black washes when I go into the little grooves that I'm doing with the blade. You don't have to do it. I just decided to do it and chip this right here. So it can look like it's actually been prepared. I'm gonna get some black paint. Just like that. There's different ways. I might add a little bit of water to make it a little bit thinner. Now what I'm gonna do is take some excess off. I don't want this to be too much black paint in it. I'm gonna use my little sponge. I'm gonna use a sponge, wipe some off, and go over it. Just go over it. All the little grooves that we just did. Now, grab a rag or paper towel and remove the excess. You see? Okay, I'm gonna do the whole black wash. Like I said, a little bit of water, remove the excess. You can just sponge. Keep on doing this. Pretty easy. I'll be back. Just go with the brush. Put the black and water mix. Get a sponge. Wipe off the excess. Now, as you're doing this, you might want to add red, dark red, so it can actually look like blood. The closest thing to blood that I have found is brick red. It dries really dark. It's really up to you if you want to use it. I'm just gonna put little splashes here and there because this is too red. I'm just gonna put a little bit of blood in here and then add another black wash. So like I said, guys, brick red. Add a little bit of paint on the plate or wherever you put in a plastic container. Wipe a little bit of excess, just like you're doing the black brush. And just strokes like this. Remember, the blood is coming from the thing, so it's like splashing towards the chainsaw. Remember, brick red. Don't get bright red or anything like that. It just doesn't look natural. It looks too bright. I don't know. You could go crazy, whatever you like. Look, I don't know if it's a little bit better. And I'm gonna do this little side right here too. Remember, I'm gonna put guts right here in this section and right here, like it's getting stuck there. So yes, sir. Might add a little bit more black. I mean, like a splashing right here. It went over. You can do whatever you like. Remember, like strokes, like start and pull up the brush. Start from the back and pull up the brush. Practice. I'm still not the best, but I'm getting a little bit better from when I started. Alright, I'm gonna continue this, and I'm gonna add another little bit of black wash to give it a darker color. I'm actually gonna use a little bit of that brick red on the chain. You see the difference? Hold on. Don't worry, I don't have the thing attached or on. This is gray. This is a little more silverish, more darker. I don't know if you can see the difference in the camera. You could dab in the actual brush. Play with it. Play with techniques. Don't stick to something. Remember, it's blood splashed everywhere, but not dots like that. It just does not look realistic at all. It's getting there. Okay guys, so I'm going over it, doing this, doing a wash of blood, just trying to get rid of those little dots in the bottom. Remember, tap the paint, use the brush or a rag or a napkin, just do this. Just trying to give it that little red tint of blood that has been handled with hands, bloody hands. See, it's looking better right here. I'm trying to go over like splashing. Now hopefully YouTube does not turn off the sound. because of the music that's playing in the background. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go over the black wash over here. I'm gonna go with some red on the actual blade on the saw. So same thing. Actually right here. Sorry for my table stand head. Okay. I'll do this. Like I said, brick red, guys. Brick red is the closest thing to blood as I have found. You can experiment. Michaels, you can find them. Stuff is flying all over the place. Now right here, since a lot of the blood is going in there, you're gonna have to add a little bit more in here. Play with it. Make it look as natural as possible. Alright, we'll be back. I'm gonna dab all this thing out. I'm gonna continue this right here. You could do so yeah, I'm gonna go with the brick red on the saw as well, on the chain, I'm sorry. You can use the brush, I mean the sponge, play with it. You can see like it's splashing towards that side. Right here, maybe just a little bit more. This is where all the blood and guts are gonna get stuck. So yeah, there it is. It looks bright. Well, it looks much darker in person. Okay, so I'm gonna do this side and do the whole black wash, and I'll be back. Battery's a little bit dying, so I'm gonna have to use another one. The little lines. Use a little thin brush. If you want to, if not, you could leave it like that. It's really up to you. That's how it looks so far. Me from how it was to now. Much better, right? I'm gonna have to go over with a little bit more black wash, has more scratches, but I'm gonna paint the little black lines right now. I'm gonna try to add something right here to make it look like the mufflers right here. I'll figure it out. Almost done. I'm not gonna worry about this since I'm gonna put the cap on top. I'm just trying to go over the little spots where I went over the yellow. Not many parts, but just trying to cover them so it won't look so sloppy. Now you guys, like I said, you guys could take your time and do this slower process. I'm just trying to do the video. I'm gonna go over it, little certain things just to make it a little bit better. But yeah, I'll add this thing on top, just like I told you guys, a sponge, which is this right here. It's already open. It comes like that. It's gonna wrap around like this, and I'll put tape, the cap, and a spark plug wire that I have laying around. Connect this one right here. I'm gonna check some references, see how it looks, and I'll show you guys the final product. Alright. Okay guys, now if you guys want to add like metal showing, like if it's been scraped, this is a pretty easy method. Grab some gunmetal color. This is what you're gonna do on the edge, just kind of a little tap, nothing much. You can hardly see it in the camera, but it's there. Like it's the metal is showing, like the stainless or just the metal overall under the thing. Just go over the edges. You don't want to go too crazy because when it's wet, it seems like it's not there, but when it dries up, it shows. Just the edges where metal will be, where you can scrape the actual thing. And just go over that. Oh, sorry. By the way, I haven't connected the wires for the chain to move just because I know I was going to be doing this and I don't want it to be spinning. And sorry if you don't like my music. I listen to all types of music. I just felt like listening to alternative and rock today. Like I said, I listen to everything hip hop, reggaeton. Right here. Now, to seal the paint, I'm not gonna use clear coat spray because I don't want this to stick. I'm gonna buy Mod Podge, which I ran out. But yeah, Mod Podge will be the one, and I'm gonna seal it all up with that. You can find it at Michael's, pretty cheap. I don't know if you can see the metal thing, but I'll take pictures in the end. I'm also gonna wrap this around with black tape. The part you've been waiting for. How are we gonna add guts to this meat? Flesh. How are we gonna add flesh to it? This is what you're gonna do. Get a heat gun. Sorry about that. Okay. We're gonna put hot glue around here, whatever you like. This is what you're gonna do. And this is the reason why I tell you you need a lot. Just keep on adding the glue. You don't have to do this. You could leave it just the way it is. It's up to you. Wait until it actually starts kind of drying with a little nail. This is what you're gonna do. Start popping it up. And don't worry about this doesn't spin, so you don't have to worry about that. You could do this on any weapon. Just keep on poking it. Just make sure you don't get it on the chain, since that's the thing that actually spins. And as it's drying up, try not to do as much because then the whole thing is gonna come off. Let's see, it's coming off already, but just keep on poking it, poking it, poking it, poking it, poking it. I'm sorry. Just keep on adding more. You can use anything. You don't have to use a nail. I just used a nail since I had it close to me. Because it used to stick. You can use a screwdriver, whatever you like. Okay, so for this part right here, I advise you to use true red or engine red. Alright. Why? Because it's flesh. The blood's supposed to be fresh. This is what you're gonna do. Now don't worry about it. I know it looks red and it looks weird. And with the light, for some reason, it looks, I don't know, weird. I don't know if you guys are seeing, but it's actually looking pretty good. it actually looks like flesh now, right? But don't worry, that's not the only color we're gonna use. Alright guys, now we're gonna use black. Some of the flesh needs to be like it's been there for a while. And just like if you're doing a wash, except you're gonna kind of tap the tops, give it that texture. Just the tops, nothing much. So like that, some looks like some flesh has been there for a while, and some looks fresh. Like it's been stuck there for a while. Remember? Wash. And make sure you're washing your putting your brushes in water as you're doing this, as you finish with one. That way it doesn't get, the paint doesn't get hard. Okay, and that side is done. I might add a little bit more. Let's see if we can pick it up. Side is done. I'm gonna add some brown, some light brown, so it could look like rust. But as far as the flesh, that's how you do it. You got it wherever you want. I'm at a little bit right here, and then the other side, of course, and maybe just a tiny bit right here. Nothing much, but just whatever you guys want. But basically, that's about it for the flesh. All right, guys. So it's practically almost done. I had to stop yesterday night. It was getting late. Couldn't really see. Might have to go over some the details right here and add a little bit of flesh skin tone color, external mic. So hope you guys could hear me. I was going over the late night video, and it's really hard to hear me. But anyways, I'm gonna go over some detail right here. All right, guys. So I might actually have to cut this out. We're gonna use a Dremel. You don't have to. Another way that I found that you guys could do, and it's pretty easy, you could just put a spray paint can on cap on top, cut it. This will be much easier to cut since it's like really thin plastic, and just put it on top, cut it around there, just to have a little bit more of a pop, so it could actually look like a cap. And this I'm gonna have to cut, because if you see, it leaves a big gap on top between the chainsaw and the cap. So yeah, I'm gonna have to cut this off. You guys don't have to use this. Another thing, I added a little bit of flesh color in the front, not too crazy. Painted the chain black, just some parts, so it could look oily. Added the rust. Yeah. Oh, as far as the pipe insulator things that I was talking about that I'm gonna put in the handle, this will be the ones. You can find them at what is it, Home Depot. This is what they are, pipe insulators. There's different sizes. This is 1/2 inch or 3/8. You could use whatever you want. You can use something thicker, smaller, but yeah, Frosting pipe insulators. And there's I believe there's 4 of this size, which they're pretty long. If you see, they're pretty long, and there's like $4. I don't know if they went up. I bought them long ago, but yeah, we'll continue. All right guys, so put the pipe insulation already. It's gonna go up to here, sorry, up to there. I know it looks a little bit clunky right now, but I'm gonna put tape. I'm just gonna use Scotch tape. You can use what is it, duct tape. It'll work better, but I'm out of duct tape. I'm gonna get this, wrap it around, paint it with the acrylic paint black, and yeah, after that it should be almost done. As far as the spark plug, I'm not gonna add it. I try to put it. Hot glue doesn't stick with rubber. I don't know, But yeah, I was planning to put the spark plug right here, but then it was gonna look out of place, and I could have done a whole put it in, and but yeah, that's just too much. I'm sorry, burp. But yeah, should be done quite some, probably no more than 30 minutes. I should be done with this. I'm gonna put tape on this section as well, right here, and paint it as well black. Add some blood, make it look like I was gripping it with my bloody hands. Yeah, it's almost done, guys. All right, guys, so it's done. Finally done. I need to reconnect the chain, and that's about it. Plug is ready to go. I got the extension cord inside. I mean, the extension for the auxiliary cable, just like in the other video, so it can sound louder. Yeah, here are the results. I still need to put the pin back, so don't worry about that. Yeah, here we go, man. I didn't tape the whole thing in the bag. It was gonna look silly. I just put this. But there you go. That's how you modify and repaint an animated chainsaw for your costume. Alright, guys, so I took off the GoPro from the skeleton housing, from the housing that I have. I'm gonna turn it on just so you can hear the difference between the internal speaker and with the Bluetooth, just like that, the video I did about the mod. Hopefully this picks it up a little bit better. So this is the internal. This is not connected. This is the internal speaker. That's about 2 feet away. Now we're gonna do it with a Bluetooth speaker. I'm sorry, I'm trying to hold the thing in this. Alright, here we go. About 2 feet away. That's it, guys. It's done. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll be bringing more tutorials and be doing more reviews. Thank you.